What are you willing to sacrifice for those you love? What are you willing to risk for your faith? These are all big questions, and people like St. Elizabeth Ann Seton help us to not be afraid to seek the answers to them, especially during seasons of difficulty or trial.
Elizabeth Ann Seton grew up in a Protestant Episcopalian area. Catholics at that time were a primarily lower-class immigrant community. Protestants were well accepted in the country, and also many of them were quite wealthy and prominent.
Catholics were thought to be somewhat barbaric, superstitious, to follow the directions of their priests mindlessly.
They say Catholics are the offscourings of the people. Somebody said their congregation is a public nuisance, but that troubles not me. The congregation of a city may be very shabby, yet very pleasing to God.
So here's Elizabeth Seton, a new widow. She has 5 young children, no visible means of support, and she feels drawn to a faith that is, quite frankly, alien to her friends and family.
In her heart, she was turning toward a faith that her family, on whom she now depended for bed and board, rejected.
Elizabeth had to contend with the misunderstanding and, in some cases, the outright hostility of some of her relatives and friends.
They kind of just wished maybe she would find a nice Protestant man who could help to support her and her children. When she entered the church, she paid a price for that.
We were the laughingstocks of their dinner tables at home and the talk of the neighborhood.
Her decision to enter the Catholic faith really was heroic and extraordinary. She didn't have to do that. In fact, everything in her life would have pulled her the other direction.
Truth does not depend on the people around us or the place we are in.
What it takes to really live as a Christian, it's being willing to risk something. It's being willing to sacrifice something for what you believe in. And Elizabeth Ann Seton did that.
She took a risk when, at a time in her life, you would expect someone to draw back. She risked a lot to become Catholic.